So this is plans for this morning. While we wait for it to warm up a little bit, do a little walking. And we're gonna do this 9-mile loop, and if you stop at the office, you can get a handy dandy guide for it. Seeing as how over here where there's supposed to be, there's none, but there is a bird nest. Yeah, we're gonna do this little self-guided state forest, Moshannon State Forest road tour. Pretty cool. Love them state forest roads. This is stop number 1 on the tour. It's the Tyler Cabin. Tyler Cabin is available to rent. It's one big room. It's kind of like a yurt. Sleeps up to 12. If you look back there about 11 o'clock, you can see it has its own bathhouse. This is the site where Memorial Day weekend of 1985, which is the year I graduated high school, where the tornado came through. And look down the road there, you can just barely see that sign down there. That's stop number 2. That's the CCC camp. That's where we're headed next. Tyler Cabin. It does have a lot of interpretive signs here. Gives you the breakdown. There were 24 different tornadoes that day across Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. And it wreaked a lot of havoc, without a doubt. So yeah, that tornado came right through here. Look at that. Look at these pictures. And how it destroyed that cabin. Wow. Wow. A neat place. Here we are, Site 2, Stop 2, Camp 73. The CCC boys that built Parker Dam. Back in there, the road's gated. I believe that's the group tenting area. And then across the way here, you see that flagpole there? That's the original site of the flagpole from the 30s for the CCC camp. That's pretty cool that they have that memorialized. One thing I've always noticed, and you see there's some white birch there. But one thing I've noticed a lot, if you look at these pines, they're almost all planted in straight rows. And that's how them boys did that. You look down there, they're almost all lined up. You know, them guys went down with the seedlings and stuff and planted them. What a group. What a time in America, you know. The Great Depression kicked in and they did this. And them cats came out here and just busted their butts building stuff and roads and planting trees, because this was timbered really hard. They brought the forest back for pennies on the dollars, you know, 3 hots and a cot and 2 packs of smokes a day or something like that. That's what they did. Forever grateful for them guys. You know, it's almost 100 years that the CCC was doing their thing. And now look what Pennsylvania has. It's cool. Stop number 3 is where the tornado came across here. And there's not a whole lot to see here, but I'll flip around. You can see the timber line there. There's nothing really big. This is site number 3. Nothing really big as far as trees. So, you know, that tornado came through here almost 40 years ago. And if you look up on that far ridge, you can just see it's kind of barren up there. I believe it came right down over and across here, and then across the road behind us. But all this timber in here is very young. Again, I can't imagine being around a tornado. And stop number 4 is a variety of timber cuts that they did. You can see the standing hardwoods, mostly hardwoods. There are a few hemlocks in there, but mostly hardwoods. And then the new growth. Man, it seems to be a shit ton of beech growing up there. And then the other side of the road, they did a more drastic cut. There's different breakdowns of how the timbering was done in the pamphlet. But then they have an enclosure fence built. And I've seen these before, the deer habitat, to see what undergrowth does without deer browse on it. And like over there, you can see it's super thick. It seems like they've maintained that a little bit there in the center, keeping it cut back. But that fence is probably 7 feet. You know, it's essential. Timbering is essential to keep your forest healthy. I believe that. And if you don't, so be it. That's cool. Yeah, super nice ride back through the forest here. So stop 5 is the gas and electric right-of-way. The sign's up here. That building right there is the compressor station for the pipeline. There's guys in there working, so I'm not going to film them up there close. But there's a right-of-way here for gas and electric. The gas comes from the storage facility in Tamarack, is what I read in the book. Stop number 6 is where the old railroad grade came across from the early 1900s for the Goodyear Lumber Company. And it's also part of the Kahana hiking trail. You can see that orange blaze there, and it goes across the road. There's a little signboard here about that. One of the old lumber locomotives and an old forest camp. Really nice drive out across the top of the mountain here. It's been very enjoyable. Onward. Stop number 7 talks about lease camps. Over 600 lease camps are in the Moshannon State Forest. There's one down over the hill there. Looks pretty nice. Overlooks the stream down there. I can see a little bit of rapid action down there. Maybe a riffle or two. Yeah, 600 lease camps, and we're very fortunate to be members of 2 of them. Stop number 8. Talking about the streams. This is Little Laurel Run. Comes down through here before it gets to Laurel Run. Considered a headwater. Power lines going over there, and then just behind the CRV there, the Kahana Trail comes down off the hill there. And I'm not quite sure where it goes from there. I don't see any blazes. Pretty. No, maybe there's a blaze way up the road there. Might do a little road walk here. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the map. Nobody's out here today. The only guys we saw were pipeline guys. Stop number 9. Oh, they talk about how this is what the forest looked like before logging. And like you can see there, some of these hemlocks. Oh, there's a lot of young growth there, but look at that. That's a pretty meaty tree there. And down through there is a cabin. You can just see a roof line down there. Yeah, some of these, that one there, they're impressive hemlocks, and there's not many. There's just enough shade in this little valley to get some to grow. You see the sun's back there. But if you look up on the ridge above the car there, it's mostly hardwood. Nice stand. A little bit of I can't tell if it's cherry or black birch there. Mostly maples. I think they cut all the oaks out here. Mostly maples up on that ridge. Okay. Stop number 10 talks about the difference between public land, which is on the right side of the road here, and you come across to this side of the road. Hey, look, it's me. And you have posted signs. So you have to be mindful of that, I guess, is what they're trying to tell you here. Is, you know, just, you got to respect the landowner's wishes to have it posted. There's a little purple paint on that tree. It's a hunting club that owns that. So, you know, just be mindful of it when you're out driving these roads like this. And you may come across patches that are, you know, private property. So, you know, I know what that's like. I have land that's posted. So you always want to try and respect the landowner's wishes. We have tons of public land here in Pennsylvania to take advantage of and use it. So, you know, I'm good with it. Down the road we go. Going to some wetlands next. Stop number 11. Oh, this is Prey Run. And it talks about wetland and wetland habitat and how it benefits, all the wetland vegetation benefits, you know, filtering process and plant growth and stream bank stabilization. Pretty neat. You know, it's not your favorite thing to run into when you're hiking, but it is a benefit. And this is notice these are some milkweed pods here, and they are a great indicator of wind direction. If you watch, guys use these hunting all the time in a deer stand. You can get a real good gauge of wind direction. Coming at you. They're gonna stick. They're gonna stick to you.
How to get my
Stop 12. And again, we have a cut that was done in 2020, which I think is, again, I think it's essential. But
how about this? There's sand. I ain't getting that.
all right, we gotta take a photo here. Photo up. Hold on. Gotcha. Yeah.
Rocks, and as soon as I put my hand on them, they're falling out.
Nice. No, I think cutting is good. You can see the regen. They have a deer fence here, but you can see the regen. Thick, man. Stuff just goes crazy. And you can, you know, when you have a deer enclosure like that, where the browse doesn't get knocked down, you can keep track of what species of trees. Like at my place there, the locust and the black birch grow so fast compared to oaks and maples, and then eventually the oaks and maples catch up and drown out those locust and birch. That's why you don't see locust and birch massive, because they grow so thin and tall, like a poplar. You know, if you if you grew a poplar tree in the middle of nothing, it would be broad, wide tree. But most of the poplars in Pennsylvania grow so tall and so straight because they're racing to get to the sun against these other big hardwood trees. And I don't even, looking around here, I don't even see a poplar. But that's how they roll. But yeah, I'm all for timber sales. It looks a little ragged when it starts, but in the end, it's a good thing, in my opinion. This is stop 13. This is Lowell Run. And they talk about the bridge here. I think it, I can see the number there. Yeah, 2013 they built this bridge here. Beautiful little mountain stream. Just beautiful. You know, we've had some rain here in the last week or so. And also, well, we had maybe close to a foot of snow in February there, and it's all but gone now. Yeah, what a pretty stream. Meandering down through there. I come over here and get the sign. 13. Lucky 13. There she is doing her thing. So 14. This is a red pine plantation planted by the CCC in 1936. So you do the math on that. That's what, 88 years ago these trees were planted. How neat is that? And across the way there appears there was another timber harvest. Well, again, you can see how they're in rows. I think that is so cool that they're planted like that. That's just, you know, can you imagine that? That was your job for the day, walking around with a bag of seedlings slung over your shoulder and, you know, a digging iron. And you just, every 6 feet, put a seedling down in the ground. I dig it. So, this is an overview map of what we just did today. And we started down here at the park and did this big loop. 9 miles. It says it takes about 45 minutes. We didn't put the timer on it. But the booklet was, you know, every stop has stuff in it about what you're looking at. And, you know, this was an Eagle Scout project. And I think they did an outstanding job on it. We are done with it. And they asked that you return the booklets here, so we're going to do that. Again, it was an Eagle Scout project. And, you know, if you're looking for something to do for an hour, we thought maybe it was going to rain today. It was a little cool. What a great little ride. We enjoyed it very much. Didn't see another soul except for the pipeline workers. Not another car, nothing. Heading back.